Okay, listen. What is open source software? Open source software जिसमें without user end user permission, owner can change it, owner can modify it, right? And in free software is available for everyone, right? So today's topic is about public and domain software. Let's discuss.
Everyone, I'm Professor Khushboo, your first subject teacher. So in today's session, we're going to see public domain software. Public domain software is a software that is placed on public domain, right? Which is placed on public domain. This is a software which is placed on public domain, right? So there is a no ownership like in this there is no ownership like what? No ownership here. Like what? Like copyright, right? Trademark or patent. Trademark, or you can say patent. Okay. So in what public domain software in exam they as a question asked explain the public domain software, write short notes on public domain software. So you have to write that public domain software is a software that is placed on the public domain, okay, which is placed on public domain. There is no ownership like copyright and trademark or patent. It is a software that has no particular owner or any author also. मतलब ये एक ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर है इसमें कोई पर्टिकुलर ओनर नहीं है और ना ही कोई ऑथर है. It is not protected by copyright, having no ownership right. This software is available to everyone for personal or professional use. Means this public domain software it's available for everyone. Like professional also can use and normal people can use it. It doesn't have any ownership, okay, or any author. No, then it is a free software and free is no restrictions to use it. So the software here no restriction is there, okay, no restriction. No restriction there. Everyone can use it. It's not like only professional people can use it. No restriction to use this software. Which one? To use this public domain software. To use the public domain software. Okay. I'm writing here like this software. Use this software. Okay. So copyright protection of any term public domain may have copyright protection of an item in public domain may have what? First one is may have expired, then never exists in the first place, being released by the author. So it can be freely accessible, any redistributed. Okay, it is freely accessible and anyone can redistribute it. There are many things that can be labeled as public domain. Like many things are labeled as a public domain. So let's see the label of public domain. Label. कौन सी चीज जो label क्या है as a public domain? As a public domain. Like books, speeches, speeches, okay, then poems, artwork, song and videos, songs and videos are freely accessible in public area, right? So these are the freely accessible in public area, in public domain, in public area. So it can be freely accessible by distributed. There are many things that can be labeled as a public domain, like books, speeches, poem, then artwork, songs, videos are freely accessed in public area, and or we can say in public domain. Public domain, that is public area, you can say a public domain. Public domain software is the same as to open source software. It's similar to domain software. Public domain software is same as, yeah, equivalent to which one is equivalent to, yeah, same as a free software. Free software. Okay. So public domain software is the same as to open source. Sorry, open source software is same as open source software. You know very well what is open source software, right? Open source software. Open source software. In that, source code of program is available in public area or publicly. So you know that in this public domain software or open source software, code are available for everyone. Okay.
ओके अभी पब्लिक नेम है राइट, तो उससे ही आपको समझ आना चाहिए पब्लिक डोमेन सॉफ्टवेयर मीन्स एवरीवन कैन यूज इट. ओके, दिस सॉफ्टवेयर.
So public domain software is a what on public domain, on no ownership like copyright, trademark, no restriction to use the software, right? Restriction nahi hai isme. So the label as a public domain you can see here, right? Then okay, then you can see that what is public domain software is equivalent to open source software. Here you know restriction means public domain software is same as open source software. In that, source code of program is available in public area. Okay, source code is available in public area or publicly source code is available. It is also similar to freeware, which does not require any charge, right? So there are multiple similarities between open source and public domain software and freeware software. This term often used to use. Then main difference between these software are license. So crucial for developers to choose the correct license at that time of releasing software program. In 1950 and the 1990, this software was very popular. When 1950s to the 1990s. This software was very popular. So public domain software is also known as PD. Is also said PD. That is public domain, right? And this may include public domain mark called PDM, and it also include what? PDM. That is public domain mark. Okay, that is PDM. So in 1950 to 90s, this software was very popular. So public domain software is also known as PD. You can say PD. And this may include the public domain mark like PDM, called as PDM. Okay. It offers least legal protection. It's offered the least legal protection, and okay, it's offered the least legal protection. The Unix community has developed number of such programs over the year. Example of public domain. Let's see example of PD. That is public domain. Example of public domain software are as follow. That is last. These are the I2P. these are the example of public domain software. So we have seen that what is we have studied about open source, closed source, right? Difference of open source and closed source. Now these are the public domain software. So here we have studied about that is what is a public domain software. This is like is similar to open source software. It's having some level like public domain like speech, artwork, song and all. Then it's published is 1952 in this 1950 to 1990 is having popular ये बहुत popular था, right? This also called PDM, also include domain mark, so it's called PDM. So example of this I2P and BLAST. So Invisible I2P, that is Invisible Internet Project, is an anonymous communication system within a public internet. It is a peer-to-peer communication network that takes advantages of internet but use end-to-end encryption and other techniques to make it user asynchronized. I2P, it means it is a peer-to-peer network, means communication one by one peer-to-peer होता है यहाँ पे. Okay. So this 1 minute. The program. Okay. So basic logic alignment, that is a BLAST and I2P. So these are the example of this public domain network. I hope you understand what about BLAST and I2P, right? So I2P, I said Invisible Internet Project. That is an Invisible Internet Project is so communication system within the public and internet. It is a peer-to-peer communication network that takes advantages of internet, right? So communication network that takes advantage of internet infrastructure but use end-to-end encryption and other techniques to make users anyone. Okay. So I2P compared to the I2P is getting. Now see. After this example, for example, software that developed by university using government grant. Everyone can copy or distribute to other at no cost in the public domain software. In some case, the program can be in public domain, but the source code is not available. See, program can be in public, but source code is not available. This is not free software because free software require accessibility of source code. Public domain software is any software that has no legal copyright, right, or editing restriction associated with it, right? Public domain software is any software that has no legal copyright or edit restriction associated with it. It is a free and open source software that can be publicly modified, distributed, or sold without any restriction. There are no license requirement with public domain software. Here also no license required with public domain software. So public domain software's example is BLAST and I2P. This software that developed by university using government grant. Everyone can copy or distribute to others at no cost in the public domain software, right? So in some case, execute program can be in public domain, but source code is not available. This is not free software because free software requires accessibility of source code. Public domain software is any software that has no legal copyright, right? No restriction or restriction associated with it. It is a free and open source software that can be publicly modified, distributed, or sold without any restriction. So after this public domain, let's move on. False doesn't mean on cause. Exam में आपको आ सकता है explain या what is the false. You know very well false means what. False does not mean no cause, right? Let's see, wait. Does not mean no cost. Okay. All FOSS programs are available for free of cost, right? Here, all FOSS means for free open source software are available for free of cost, right? The main requirement in FOSS project is that the publisher provide the source code with program, right? and that gives the permission to the user to change that code or edit it, right? Having permission to change and edit it. In 18 March 1998, 18, in 18 March, in 18 March 1998, once it posted one phrase are called free open source software. Posted 1998 is called one phrase. It's called Fycs. Okay. Then in February, in Feb 2002, Fycs appear on unset new group this dedicated to Amiga computer games. If Fycs is appeared, Fycs is appear on unset new group dedicated to Amiga computer group games. First, give the additional benefit that not related to the private sector but critical to developing nation. Okay, first give some advantages which is not related to the private sector but in developing nations. First one is the strategic benefit, that is a strategic. This benefit. Okay, here what happened? Here, developing local industry capacity, reducing the important, enhancing national security. With the help of in these, what you can do, enhancing the national security, right? With the help of these benefits, having set, developing the local industry and reducing the importance in this, right? Then next one is the economic benefit. Economic benefit. In economic benefits, what? It may increase the competition. Here in competition will be increasing the competition, reducing total cost of ownership, enhancing the security here and achieving vendors independence. Okay, it is a computer software that can be classified into two software. That is a classified into two software. That is a computer software that can be classified into two software. Okay, I hope कि आपको पता होगा वो कौन से two software है. Classified. Let me correct this first. Classify into two software. Which one? Free software. Free software and open source. Okay, these are classified into two types: free software and this Fycs is classified into two types: free source and open source, right? The main benefit of using Fycs, means free open source software, is that it decreases the software cost. Okay, with the help of Fycs, software cost it will be decreased. It decreases the software cost. Using this software, security and stability also increase. With the help of this software, security and stability also increases. So you understand about what is the mean of Fycs. Fycs, it doesn't not mean no cost. So all Fycs programs are available for free of cost, right? The main requirement in Fycs project is that publisher provide that source code with the program and that gives the permission to the user to change that code or edit it, right? Then in 18 March 1980, Unset posted on Fycs called as a free open source software. In February 2002, Fycs appeared on Unset new group dedicated to Amiga computer games. Okay, Fycs gives the additional benefit, that is like this one benefit is given first. Then it's classified into two types: free software and open source software. You know very well about free and open source software. No need to give details again here. If you want, then go and check my previous lecture. Okay. Then next is BSD. So BSD is based on Berkeley software distribution. Okay, based on Berkeley. Software distribution. Software distribution. Full form of this BSD. Okay. Okay. So BSD is a base on this. So full form of this. Then it is a Unix operating system. It is a Unix operating system which is developed by the Computer System Research Group. It's developed by Computer System Research Group. It is a Unix operating system. It is what Unix operating system is. Computer system developed by Computer System Research. Okay, so it is a what? It is a Unix operating system which is developed by Computer System Research Group. Computer System Research Group. Okay, so it is a Unix operating system which is developed by the Computer System Research Group of the University of California from 1970 to 1977, of the University of California from 1970 to 1995. Okay, BSD is a branch of family of Unix-like operating system. Is a branch of family of Unix-like operating system. Okay, is a branch of Unix-like OS, like Unix also type of OS. Okay. So in 1980, it was adopted by the Trades of Workstation class system in the form of proprietary Unix like Sun Microsystems, Sun OS. Examples are FreeBSD, OpenBSD, NetBSD. These are the examples. In change, it have been integrated in complete or in part on modern proprietary operating system. Example that is TCP/IP networks code in Windows NT 3.1. TCP/IP is a transfer control protocol, which is we can say connection oriented protocol. With the help of TCP/IP, you can with the help of TCP communication. This is the type of communication protocol. With the help of this, everyone can communicate. Means 2 to 3 devices person can communicate with the help of net through this TCP/IP. Okay, it is a connection oriented protocol. So these are the example BSD. Okay, so you can say that BSD free open source. So BSD is having 1970 Unix from Bell Labs instructors. BSD is released in May 1979. In the year it introduced update version. मतलब BSD का update version introduce हुआ 1979. Okay, ये 1970 to 1995 तक इसका working इसका computer system research group. हाँ. Okay, so here what BSD is having PD11, BSD PDA 11 to BSD 1, 2, these versions having many versions there. So some version is released 1917, then its update versions released in 79, then 78, like this. इसमें updation version होता रहा, right? BSD release. So Unix System 2 programs are a visual version, text editor, and TC set. So the next feature was networking package called as a backend. The backend was developed by okay, the BSD में मतलब कुछ वर्जन्स हुए हैं जो रिलीज जो हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि जो अपडेट होते रहे up to 4.4. BSD में BSD is like a Unix system, right? BSD is based on is a Berkeley software distribution. It is a Unix operating system which is developed by the computer system, right? Computer System Research Group CSR of the University of California के फॉर्म 1970 to 1950. So इसमें कुछ वर्जन्स थे up to BSD 1 up to 4 point something. So वो अपडेट होते रहे इस पर्टिकुलर रेंज में, राइट, 1977 to 1995. So उसका अपडेट वर्जन होता रहा. और सी इसका चेंज इट हैव बीन इंटीग्रेटेड इन complete or in part on modern operating system like TCP/IP network code in Windows and 3.1. So here we study about today's public domain software. So what is the public domain software? Is equivalent to open source software. So जो हम लोगों ने चेक किया 1950s to 1990s is also called PD, public domain mark software, right? Then example देखा blast and I2P. Then force doesn't mean cost, means watts. Okay, then it's having to classify like free and open. You know very well now free and open world and BSD. Okay, this session is over here. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any queries? Yes, Ankita, Ishad, Purnima, Rutika, all students. Any query?
No, ma'am.
Okay, समझा lecture?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, end करती हूँ फिर.